What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Christian Music Works podcast. I'm Brendan, and this is Bradden,
Welcome to the podcast, everyone.
and it's great to see you all here. Bradden, how have you been lately?
Been doing well. Moved recently. Just keep going at life because it keeps going. But it's been good.
Good to hear, and I'm glad to see your beautiful face on these Zoom screens again, even though it was maybe like 6 months since you last in person. I don't know, somewhere around there.
It's been a while, but we're going to connect again hopefully soon.
February, guys. So if you guys are wondering, stay tuned for our socials for more information. But anyway, we are here with a very special guest today. I'm going to just let them introduce themselves so I don't mess up their name, even though I said I.
It's Seph Schlueter, y'all. So great to be with you, everyone. Thanks for having me, guys. Super pumped to be here.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and we are grateful to have you here. Let's just start off nice and easy. We like to hear about the people's background into music. Can you tell us a little bit about your history, like how you got started in music and everything?
Yeah, man. So when I was 5 years old, I heard I just watched Star Wars, and so as every kid wants to do, you want to be a Jedi, you want to use the Force, all that stuff. But for me, I took it a little step further, and I sat down at our the piano that we had in the house, and I figured out how to play like the opening Star Wars theme. And so that was my first foray into the musical world, figuring out that Star Wars theme, and then I started taking piano lessons when I was 5. So that kind of gave me the background in music and theory and all that kind of stuff. So I took lessons for 5 years, from 5 to 10, and then stopped taking lessons, but just fell in love with music in so many ways. And so at that point, I kind of started picking up songs that like I really wanted to play instead of just like classical music. So really began to kind of learning things, and then shortly after that, kind of started singing along with it. My family was all like, "Please stop singing; it's the worst." And but I just love doing it. It was like like something that brought me so much life, and was like, I think, just a big outlet for me as well. It was a way that I was able to kind of express how I was feeling or things just going on in my life. So picked up guitar shortly afterwards in high school, and then right out of high school, I ended up joining this ministry in Ohio, and became one of the worship leaders, and so kind of started leading a lot more worship during that season. And that's also when I started writing. So started kind of writing some music, and one of the songs that I wrote seemed to be resonating with our community. So went to a friend, got it recorded, and then did that again with another song that I wrote. Kind of did a little bit bigger, crowdfunded for it, that kind of thing. And so when I was coming out, I sent it to a bunch of people on Instagram. I just DM'd it to a ton of different people, and one of them was a guy named Phil Wickham, and he responded, which was crazy. There was two people responding. I probably like DM'd it to like 30 different people or so, but
Mhm.
Phil responded, which was really cool, and that kind of started a neat conversation there. And then another one was a guy named John Sell, who was at the time working for the Christian label called Capital, and and so we got in touch. This was like early 2020. He's like, "Oh man, you should come to town. It'd be great." And then everything shut down. I'm still in Ohio, so I was an Ohio boy. Couldn't make it to Nashville, and later that year, I finally ended up getting to go, and really that kind of started the journey with labels and that kind of whole label world. And John ended up quitting his job and coming to become my manager in summer of 21. And since then, just been writing a ton, signed a record deal in late 22, and then put out Counting My Blessings in 23. Is that right? Yeah, 23. And then here we are now with an EP out earlier this year, and more music on the way. So that's like a super, super quick snapshot of the musical journey of Seph Schlueter.
Thank you for that. And I'm sorry you're from Ohio. I'm from Michigan, so.
Oh, we can't be friends anymore, bro. No, just kidding.
But that was really cool how you started and then merge and all that. So, sorry, I lost my thought of words, but there was a lot in like a minute.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Brandon, you have anything you want to add off that very quick?
Yeah, I love that, man. Because like I've known about you ever since you were independent. I remember seeing your name, hearing some
No
snapshots of your song.
way.
And then one day, turned the radio on, hearing "Counting My Blessings." I was like, I know this guy. This voice is distinct. You remember it,
That's
and
so
man,
cool.
yes, dude. I love the EP. Like so many people, they fall in love with "Count My Blessings." It's such a beautiful, powerful song. But along with that on the EP, like there's no skips. I love every song on it.
Mhm.
What's the story about all the songs on this EP? How you put them together? That this is your debut label collection.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's cool because it's this weird thing with, I think, especially new artists when they're signing, at least in my case, like I had written so many songs before getting signed to a label. So it's kind of like I was building this huge collection, and the labels were all like, "Oh, we want to sign you, like let's do this." But then because there were so many different offers and options, it was kind of like it took a while to figure out which one we ended up wanting to go with. And so when we finally like landed in a place, I already had like so many songs from years worth of writing that we were all excited about and we're like been waiting to like put out. So it was kind of like a weird thing because all five of the original songs on that EP were all written, dude, in like, I mean, 21 and 22 pretty much. So written a couple of years, a couple of years ago. But each of it's even cool to see, how even songs that you write years ago take on new meaning in different seasons of your life, And so
Mhm.
like Stay was really cool. I'm like Stay's my favorite, personal favorite from the
That's my
project.
personal favorite too.
Yes. I think it was just kind of like in a room writing and just that idea of like Lord, we need you. Like I can't do anything without you. Like even like Moses in the promised land, like he has the promised land in front of him and God's like, "All right, you can go, but if, I'm not going to go with you." And Moses is like, "No, like I would rather have you than have the promised land. Like I actually need I need you to stay with me because I'm not like I can't do it without you." That whole idea with stay, with Love Me Still was another cool one of just like I feel like so often for me growing up, when you do something, when I'm one of six, like I said, and when I would do something wrong, when I would mess up, you feel like as a kid and your parents, it's kind of like you feel like you kind of have to hide for a little bit after you mess up. Like you're like, all right, I can't ask for any special favors. I gotta kind of play it low under the radar, until one of the other kids messes up, and then the attention's all on them, and then I'm fine and good to go, But it's that idea of like I think sometimes we do the same thing with God where we'll like we'll mess up and we feel like we have to hide from him the same way Adam and Eve did. And actually he's saying, no, like I love you still even in the midst of that. And I want you to come running to me instead, which is also kind of where running back to you came from. Like that story of the prodigal, going off, wandering off. We all have our own prodigal stories in different ways to different extents. And it's just like it doesn't matter what we've done, like he's always calling us back. And then never known like that idea of like when we're in his arms, like there's nothing like the love he has. We can chase after so many things the world has to offer, but none of them are actually going to satisfy us. All the only way we can actually find true satisfaction is with Jesus, So brief overview of all of them, but all of them kind of came from just different places that I was in, 2, 3 years ago, and
Mhm.
uh, but still like resonate with me and where I'm at today in different parts of my journey.
And
Man, I love that. That's awesome.
I love that too. And it's really cool that Count My Blessings came to song as it did. It won
Yeah.
Breakout Singer of the Year at the K-Loves. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience at the K-Loves?
So cool, man. It was fun being with all the other artists. We all did like a new artist showcase type thing as well at the K-Loves. And I mean, just so many amazing, talented people. Like all of those artists, could have won that award. All of them
Mhm.
had awesome songs. All of them are just fantastic people. I had a blast with each of them. And so, yeah, just blessed. It's a cool season for music, Christian music in general. I mean, just the new sounds coming up for new seasons, for new generations, like the new approaches to things, the new perspectives being written are really, really sweet. So I think for me, the coolest part was just, I mean, first and foremost, just being with all those artists that are just so amazing, and then obviously a huge honor that people are resonating with the song and continue to resonate with it so much so that they wanted to vote for it. I mean, it's a sweet honor that for me it's less about the award and more about the fact that it's so neat that people were impacted enough by the song that they actually want to go and vote for it and say like, yeah, this song impacted me. This song did something in my life to the degree where I'm actually gonna go online, fill out the form, do the voting thing, and submit it. So that
Mhm.
was just really, really, really neat affirmation there.
That's that's really cool. I was hoping to go to the K-Love Awards, but I didn't make it this year. I think Bradden, did you end up going at all?
I did, yes. I was there enjoying all of it. So I remember seeing the
Nice,
song
man.
that you were part of, dude. It was awesome.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
So you're talking about your old music. Do you have any new music coming soon? If you can't say anything, we understand, but this is up to
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Lots of new things on the way. So we're always kind of, timelines always get shifted around a little bit. So initially we're kind of hoping for something this fall. It may be pushed back to like January of next year, but we're also recording a Christmas song. So we'll have one of those coming out, which I'm really pumped for. I was like kind of initially hesitant to do a Christmas song because I'm like, I don't want to just do it to do it and whatever. But we ended up kind of landing on something that I'm actually super duper pumped for and I'm really excited about. So that'll be coming out. And yeah, man, potentially different like alt versions of some of the songs that have already come out. We already did like that collab version of Count My Blessings with Matt Maher. We're kind of looking at maybe doing some more things like that. But definitely, if there's nothing like outside of Christmas that comes out this year, we'll definitely have. I think next year will be a big year of releases. Hopefully, a lot more on a more frequent basis as kind of things progress. And it's tough when you have a song like Counting My Blessings because you could. I think different. Sometimes you're like, all right, got to put out the next song pretty quick to build off of the momentum. But counting just
Mhm.
continued to kept growing. So it's kind of like, well, let's wait and let it do its thing, and then like we don't want to kind of get in the way of that by throwing something else in there. So because it had so much staying power and just like continued to kind of resonate with people in such awesome ways, it was kind of like, let's give it some room to breathe, and then we'll kick off some new stuff coming up. But really excited for the new stuff, especially because, like I said, the other stuff was all written years ago, and
Mhm.
so to kind of have new things coming out that really feel really relevant, to where I'm at in my faith, and also just even in my musical style and sensibilities, it's kind of evolved in different ways, and I'm really really excited to kind of to put some new stuff out there.
And for those who are watching, listening to this while you're at the gym or whatever, make sure to check out Steph's music as all of the EPs, the wonderful EP. I think it's one of my favorite EP of the last couple of years with the
Thanks.
100 EPs. Brad, do you have anything you want to add off of that?
Yeah, like we touched on this a little bit, but like from counting my blessings in your EP and just all that God's opened for you recently, man, you become one of the biggest new faces in Christian music. So curious to know, like, how do you keep grounded in all that? Like in your faith, I know you and your wife are really close. I saw you guys, Caleb Fan Awards, y'all were going at together, which was so awesome to see. How do you stay grounded? Like what matters becoming, so much in the limelight, even in the Christian realm of
Yeah, man.
popularity?
Do you? I feel like for me, the most important thing, like I said, I right out of high school, I ended up joining a missionary community in Ohio. And I mean, for me, like having that community that formed me so much in my faith and in my character and in just values. And one of the biggest gifts that I feel like I received that's been that just the gift that keeps on giving is just a real daily prayer life and relationship with God there. So I feel like for me, what keeps me grounded is prayer every day. Like I don't want to miss it ever. It doesn't matter how busy I am. Like it doesn't matter what I've got going on. It doesn't matter how I feel about God in the moment. Like I want to show up to that because for me, I feel like so often prayer is the time where God is able to like it's like David's prayer, like search me and know me, Lord. And I feel like like I'm showing up to prayer every time, and I feel like all the time God is just like gently correcting me and nudging me and forming me and be like, hey, like your heart might be a little off here, and hey, actually I think you need to be more focused on me here, and like just different things like that I feel like just showing up in prayer every day um, keeps you humble because when you're daily spending time with someone who is perfect and omnipotent and omniscient and everything,
Yeah.
it's hard to get cocky. And so I feel like that's just like I think that is the number one thing, and then number two I would say is just being surrounded by people that have known me for a while. Like I'm still super involved in my local community and the ministry I'm a part of and all these different things, and so they don't know me as the kind of my blessings guy. They know me as the 18-year-old punk kid who showed up as a missionary and knew nothing and thought he knew everything, and so I feel like just having a community of people that just are good, are friends, like are genuine brothers and sisters, and are just able to keep you really grounded in that way, which is really really cool.
That's so good, man.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And you're going on tour soon. Wow, that was one of the most wackiest tour promos I've ever seen. It was really well done. Like, you know where I'm going with this.
Bro, the
But
day we filmed that was so bizarre. I was like, what is happening?
I know, like, I just saw a video. I just saw the headlines, like Danny Goki, or like I didn't even know it was Danny Goki to be honest with you. It's just like it was something like Awakening Events, I think it was, or something. And
Yeah.
they posted a new video, so I click on it. I'm like, what am I watching? I was like, wait, that's Danny Goki. Wait, that's Seth. Wait, that's Tasha.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
anyway, Seth is going on tour with Tasha Layton, Mac Powell, and Danny Goki soon. It's
Yeah,
coming
man.
to about 20 cities. So if you're going, make sure to check it out. But can you tell us a little bit about that tour coming out?
Yeah,
Do you have
man.
that information?
Four of us hitting 12 different cities. We're super excited. I'm super excited. I was able to go on tour with Matt Mara. It was my first ever tour back in the spring, and so this is kind of a fun next thing, I'll be, starting kicking the night off, playing some songs, and man, just excited to kind of see, just to be out, meet people, to worship God together, and just to see what He's gonna do. It's a great crew of people, and I think it's gonna be a blast. And for me, it's just I always love opportunities to play and to meet new people and just to worship God together. And so, just excited to have that opportunity, and excited and expectant faith for what God's gonna do.
It's really cool. I've seen three of the four of you live. I'm not gonna tell you what fourth one I haven't seen live. But it's gonna be a great time. So I recommend checking out the tour if it comes to a city near you. Who knows? There could be a spring leg, but that's in the spring. But you never know. Some of these tours do a fall and a spring leg. Bradden, do you have anything else you want to add before we dive into our last question?
Yeah, one more less serious question, and it is, Seth, you are a hair inspiration to me. So is there a story behind the style, dude? Because your hair is on point always.
Thanks, bro. I mean, I wanted to grow it out all throughout high school. My mom never let me. She was like one of those moms that like just like for whatever reason refused. So I had to get it couldn't grow too long. I had to get a haircut every like month or so and keep it short. So when I left the house, I was like finally excited to grow it out. Harry Styles was a big inspiration. So got that 1D thing going, and yeah, man, just but it kind of became the staple thing. I love having long hair. It's just kind of, it's a fun, unique thing. And honestly, surprisingly, I feel like it doesn't require as much maintenance as shorter hair. I feel like it's a lot easier. Like most days, I don't really do anything with it. I just kind of wake up and let it like this is just woke up, put it in a little messy bun, and call it a day. Don't have to do anything with it. So makes it easy and kind of a low key maintenance type thing. So.
For
Bradden,
real. I feel you there,
next,
yeah.
next time I come to you, Bradden, I'm gonna be your hairstylist. Be ready.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm not sure about that one. We'll see.
I don't know if you're qualified for that.
Probably not. We just have a few extra minutes with you today. We like to give our guests the floor to speak about anything on their heart, anything they want to share. So the floor is open to whatever you want. I know it's broad, but we like to give them the
Yeah,
floor to
man.
speak about anything. So we like to give you the floor.
Dude, man, like I said earlier, I feel like one of the things I'm most passionate about, I think like two things. One is just relationship with Jesus. I feel like as Christians, we say that our lives are the Lord's. We say that, hey, when I say, I'm a Christian, it means I'm the Lord's. Like it's saying like I'm yours, God. And yet I feel like so often we don't actually give our time to Him. We don't give Him like we don't build that relationship with Him. We don't come to Him daily. And so my encouragement for everyone is like no matter where you're at, whether you're just starting your faith journey or you've been doing it for years, like show up daily to the prayer, get to prayer, get in the Word, journal if that. I know journaling is like a really awesome thing that's helped me a ton. Whatever it looks like for you, just actually growing in daily intimacy with Jesus, so that we're not just professing Him, but we actually know Him, right? We don't want to be people that say, like, Lord, look at all these things I did for you, and He's like, well, you never knew me. It's like that's I never want that to be said of me, that like I did things for Him but I didn't actually know Him. And so showing up daily for the Lord in prayer, just growing that personal relationship with Him. And then number two is just is then that doing things for Him, like that flows from relationship with Him. Like, when I love my wife, she's amazing, and so I've built a relationship with her, and so I want to do things for her. I want to serve her, I want to help her, I want to whatever it is. And for us and the Lord, it's like when we know Him, when we actually spend time building a relationship with Him, like we're called to serve Him by serving other people, by actually like living our faith out boldly, that the world should know us as the most joy-filled, kind, caring, hope-filled people in the world, because we have the hope of heaven that we get to live out now and every single day. And so just living that out, like asking the Lord, like, what is my mission? Like, why do you want me here? Like what kind every day, not even just like in the grand scheme of things, but like today, Jesus, what do you have for me? How can I love you today? How can I love your people today? And just like showing up daily for that. Those are just two things I'm super passionate about: intimacy with God, and then just living that out in mission. So there's my soapbox.
All right, Coach. Bradden, do you have anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, for everyone watching, make sure you follow Seth, check out his music. You will not be disappointed. And check out tour. You never know if he's coming to a place near you. Follow, go to that show. You'll be blessed 100%.
Thanks, man.
And Seph, thank you again for joining us on behalf of me and Bradden. We really appreciate you having the time.
Yeah, guys, thanks so much. Grateful to be on.
And thank you to everyone that tuned in. And we'll see you next time on the Christian Music Verse podcast. Once again, I'm Brendan, and this is Bradden. Have a great week, everyone.